The serene coastal town of Coral Gardens, Jamaica, bears a dark secret. In April 1963, this tranquil paradise became the stage for a brutal clash between the Jamaican authorities and members of the Rastafarian community. The Coral Gardens incident, as it came to be known, remains a dark stain on Jamaica's history, a stark reminder of the deep-seated prejudice and systemic discrimination faced by Rastafarians. This incident, fueled by a potent mix of religious intolerance, social anxieties and political opportunism, left an indelible mark on the Rastafarian community and Jamaican society at large. This essay delves into the heart of the Coral Gardens incident, exploring the events that led to the confrontation, the brutality unleashed upon the Rastafarian community, and the long and arduous struggle for justice. We will examine the historical context of Rastafarianism in Jamaica, tracing its roots to the anti-colonial movement and the teachings of Marcus Garvey. Furthermore, we will analyze the incident's profound impact on the perception of Rastafarians, both within Jamaica and on the global stage. Through this exploration, we aim to shed light on a tragic chapter in Jamaican history, acknowledging the suffering endured by the Rastafarian community while recognizing their resilience in the face of oppression. The Coral Gardens incident serves as a potent reminder of the enduring power of prejudice and the importance of vigilance in safeguarding the rights of all citizens. It is a story that demands to be told, understood, and never forgotten. To truly grasp the gravity of the Coral Gardens incident, it is essential to understand the social and political climate of Jamaica in the early 1960s. The nation was still basking in the glow of its newfound independence, achieved in 1962. However, beneath the surface of this newfound freedom simmered a cauldron of social and economic anxieties. Jamaica's colonial past had left an indelible mark, characterized by deep-seated racial and class divisions that continued to plague the newly independent nation. Amidst this volatile backdrop, the Rastafarian community often found themselves at odds with the authorities and segments of Jamaican society. Their distinctive dreadlocked appearance, adherence to their unique spiritual beliefs rooted in African liberation, and their use of marijuana as a sacrament often drew suspicion and hostility. They were viewed by some as a threat to the social order, their beliefs and practices seen as subversive and dangerous. This simmering tension boiled over in the rural district of Coral Gardens, St. James, where a land dispute became the catalyst for the tragic events that unfolded. A group of Rastafarian families had settled on a piece of land they believed to be rightfully theirs, claiming ownership through ancestral ties. However, their claim was contested by a wealthy landowner who sought to evict them. As tensions escalated, the authorities were called in to mediate the dispute, but their intervention would prove to be anything but impartial. The stage was set for a confrontation that would have far-reaching consequences. The Coral Gardens incident erupted during the Easter weekend of 1963, ignited by a seemingly minor altercation. On April 11th, a group of Rastafarians, while working on the disputed land, were allegedly confronted and attacked by agents of the wealthy landowner. This initial clash, though small in scale, quickly spiraled out of control, escalating into a full-blown confrontation between the Rastafarian community and the local police. As the situation deteriorated, a fire broke out at a nearby gas station, further inflaming the already tense atmosphere. The Rastafarians were immediately blamed for the blaze, accused of arson and inciting violence. Whether or not these accusations held any truth remains a subject of debate to this day, shrouded in the fog of conflicting accounts and the passage of time. However, one thing is certain: the incident provided the authorities with the pretext they needed to unleash a wave of violence and repression against the Rastafarian community. In response to the escalating violence in Coral Gardens, the then Prime Minister of Jamaica, Sir Alexander Bustamante, issued a chilling order to the police and security forces: bring them in, dead or alive. This directive, imbued with a chilling disregard for due process and human rights, unleashed a reign of terror upon the Rastafarian community, not just in Coral Gardens but across Jamaica. Following the Prime Minister's order, The police and security forces descended upon Coral Gardens and other Rastafarian communities across the island. Rastafarian men, women and even children were rounded up, often without warrants or any semblance of legal procedure. They were subjected to brutal beatings, arbitrary arrests and humiliating public shearing of their dreadlocks, a sacred symbol of their faith. The Coral Gardens incident became a symbol of state-sanctioned violence and oppression against a marginalized community.